NicknLex here.
Hey everyone!
How's it going, guys? So today we have a marathon.
Very exciting
for
marathon.
Rob Gray.
Yay!
Not to be confused with our beloved RG. Okay, two different people with the similar names.
Exactly.
All right. So this is gonna be 5 songs from 5 different artists. Alexa, would you like to name those?
Yes. Let me. So there was the reason why they're kind of all over the place. So we're going to be starting with Neil Young, who is blocked on Spotify or is not available on
Took down
Spotify.
his music.
And we're going to be starting with the song "The Needle and the Damage Done." After that, it's going to be "Rejoice" by Jefferson Airplane, and then "Nursie" from Jethro Tull, "The Fountain of Salmacis" by Genesis, and then lastly, "I Stay Away" by Alice in Chains. So
wow, so there's a lot
to cover.
There's a lot of like material from different periods of time. We have 90s, 70s, 60s, I think, Jefferson Airplane, and wow. So, but also I'm sure that Rob themed this and somehow because it starts out with this Neil Young having trouble with losing one of his musicians because of heroin, correct?
Several, it said. Yeah.
So also I just see a pattern there because also Alice in Chains, the vocalist, died of a heroin overdose and he struggled very, very intensively with heroin, and it was just a very sad story, Alice in Chains. So, but let's see, and then I see Nursie and all this stuff. So I think there's a theme now. Just for you guys who know all these songs, just keep in mind that we're gonna focus more on the music than on the lyrics. So if we don't because there was this marathon where it was about the end of the world, and we were like, oh wow, the bass, and we had no idea that it was about the end of the world. So just keep that in mind, that we focus more on the instruments than on the lyrics on the first time, and then we deep dive into the lyrics. Exactly.
And that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to have this
What? Oh, your earrings. She lost one.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go.
There. That should be good. Yeah. So we are going to be doing the song on YouTube first from Neil Young, and then we're going to switch over to Spotify. So bear with us just a moment, and here we go.
Boom.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done.
Wow.
I sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. I've seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone, but every junkie's like a setting sun.
searching.
Okay, so that was not intentional, but yeah, it was very. Of course, I could focus 100% on the lyrics because it was not that complex, but yeah, very heartfelt and very true. I mean, look at Hendrix, look at Janis Joplin. I don't know, like, didn't like Jim Morrison, was that heroin or was it alcohol?
They weren't sure, I guess.
And there's this whole conspiracy with him, so we don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of artists and
and
just
people who are not artists.
Yeah, you don't have to be a celebrity
from addiction every day, and it's extremely sad because, regardless of what you believe, I think these people need help, and I think that sometimes they don't receive the help that they should. So it is very sad, and especially when it must be even more sad that you are famous and have the money to pay for treatment, but you're just kind of depressed, you know. And
you think you need it. It's the only way out. This would be a good subject to talk about because there's a lot of people in the world that think, oh God, and he's a drug addict, and look at him, and it's, you should look at them differently. These people are people that need help. Instead of judging them for taking drugs and instead of incarcerating them, you should help them.
Yes.
You know, and really help them so they get off. And same with alcohol. And, you know, these people are sick, and I think they should get help instead of being behind bars and stuff like that.
Yes.
But well, that's another theme for another video, but we could talk about this for hours. So next song is Rejoice by Jefferson Airplane. Let's see what year is this, and this is after
60s.
Bathing and Baxters.
Yeah, 67.
I knew it was going to be 60s
I know.
because I said Jefferson Airplane 60s. So, all right. So let's go with that. And
Rejoice.
Here we go.
Chemical chains. You've shut the warning. Amber line. Wake me warm. Let me see you. Moving everything over. Smiling in my room, you know, you'll be inside of my mind soon.
Wow. Sounds like Renaissance. Right?
There are so many of you. White shirt and tie, white shirt and tie, white shirt and tie. Wedding ring, wedding ring. Mulligan stew for bloom. The only Jew in the room. Saxon sick on the holy dregs, and they're constant getting throw up on his leg.
Wow, this is
Mom's
voice.
from the blazes, boiling scotch amazes. Any woman whose husband sleeps with his head all buried down at the foot of his bed. I've got his arm. I've got his arm. I've had it for weeks. I've got his arm. Stephen won't give his arm to no Gold Star mother's farm. Wars were business, so give your son, and I'd rather have my country die for me. So many of you sell your mother for a pushy bar, grow up looking like a codfish. All you wanna do is live, all you wanna do is give, but somehow it all
Whoa. Okay,
I'm
that
so
was
happy.
different. That was so different. Like, honestly, I've only heard very, very little of Jefferson Airplane, but I've, of course, the Ask Alice, and the When the Truth is Found
Oh, yeah.
to be realized. But, I mean, she has one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard. There's this other artist now that's very famous. Something Florence on the Machine.
Oh, yeah.
She sings like her.
She reminds me of her style, too.
I'm sure she
could reach.
was inspired by her. And also, I heard a little bit of, like, Cranberries.
Yes.
I mean, Dolores was inspired, I'm sure, by her.
Absolutely.
Wow, what a band. I mean, what a trip, because the 60s, as soon as you go to the 60s, it's like psychedelic.
It is.
It was psychedelic, as like really psychedelic.
It was nice because we haven't done...
We've only done progressive.
Exactly. And we haven't done any Jefferson Airplane on the channel. And that's when I saw that marathon request come in and I saw Jefferson Airplane, I'm like, yes! Because those two songs that you mentioned, and probably maybe one or two more.
Because in every movie, because of movies. And then it's so funny because then Jefferson Airplane became Jefferson Starship. And then it became very commercial.
Right.
Right.
And that's what I don't
That's
know
what I
much
know,
of.
but a little bit, there's like, we built this city. That's Jefferson Starship.
Okay.
So that's how they kind of like
Yeah, you're right.
offspring.
Okay. Well, we definitely have to dive into Jefferson Airplane more. This was awesome. It really put you in the moment. I love that, like,
and the singing, it
Middle
sounds like
Eastern
she's like the snake of Egypt.
Egyptian.
But what I love about her voice is she almost seems like she's in this room with a very high ceiling, and it gives her that reverb.
Yes.
Or she uses some kind of effect, but I don't know. Maybe back in the day, you really had to be in some kind of building to get that sound, because a lot of musicians would record in their bathrooms because there's no furniture in there. It gives you more
like a echoey kind of feel. And that's a very good way to describe her voice. That's so true, because it always feels like it reaches great lengths, like it goes very far.
Yes.
And I love that. I think you mentioned that once, that you kind of feel like it's far away. So that's awesome. I loved it. Thank you,
cool.
Rob, for this. I'm excited now for Jethro Tull.
Yes. Alex has a very soft spot for Jethro Tull.
I do.
I think softer than me. I still can't get into them too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Jethro Tull. We did listen to the full benefit album on Patreon, and we've done a couple of other tracks here, but I like just...
Aqualung, Thick as a Brick. Have we done Thick as a Brick?
Not the full album, but
we've done like the most well-known, I guess.
So this maybe seems like a deeper cut. It's a very short one. I'm excited to see how it fits
and it's
into the
from Living
marathon.
in the Past.
Yes, and that's 72. So we're back in the 70s. Let's go.
Let's go. 1, 2, and...
tiptoes in silence round my bed.
Nick Drake by
yeah.
And quiets the raindrops overhead. With her everlasting smile, she stills my fever for a while. Oh, Nursie dear, I'm glad you're here.
That voice is so unique.
To brush away my pain.
So that one could go in with the theme. Maybe he's withdrawing and
Yeah.
someone's
yes.
helping him.
Nursing. Now I want to talk about this sound, like the guitar sounded so beautifully. The tuning was very cool because he was strumming and then ding, 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 ding. So he was strumming but could hit like this note. I don't know what tuning that was, but let me know if you guys know. And yes, this voice, I mean, this guy's voice is so unique, but it would, I got a little bit of Cat Stevens vibe
Yes,
and Nick Drake
Nick
because
Drake.
we got into that.
And I've been
style.
listening to Nick Drake the last couple of days in the morning on my way to work.
He's so good. We love Nick Drake. And we
Yes.
love Cat Stevens. And I've just like maybe not hit my Jethro Tull like point where I'm like, whoa, enlightened, but it will happen.
That was a nice track,
That was a
though.
great
Simple, just guitar strumming, his voice very...
Very more soft. I don't like when he sings so tough because then it's almost too,
like...
it's not heavy, but it's just like, I don't know.
It's harder on the ears,
Yeah.
I think, when he does it that way. But now some Genesis. So this is the longest track
Genesis
of
is just-
the marathon, which is totally fine with us.
We love Genesis.
And this is from the album Nursery Cryme. Let's see what year
So
that's
Nursery, okay, so we're getting the plot thickens,
from. Exactly.
right? So,
Oh,
wow, the musical box is on here.
So we haven't done any songs, I don't
No.
think, from this album. Harlequin, I was thinking, but no, that was the Opeth song that we did.
Yeah. Well, the musical box we did, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we're just so now we're doing the last song
one.
of the
we're
album.
Still gonna do the full album.
Nursery
regardless.
Cryme. Yes. So I'm very excited about this. We just did on the Patreon The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. You guys, please go check that out. That was a lot of fun.
That was amazing.
If
So I would just want to see where this fits in the biography.
okay.
This was the second album.
This one is from
Oh, wait.
Genesis to Revelation and then Trespass
So the
and then
third one.
Nursery Cryme.
Okay. So yeah, this is where
71.
he left after this, after the Lamb.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Peter.
They still did so much.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, this one's live. That Genesis live.
But 6 albums regardless. Selling England. We have to do Selling England, Foxtrot. We have to do everything.
Yes.
And then they have so many albums with Phil.
Oh my gosh.
And then they got commercial. Or maybe not commercial, but just popish.
Yeah.
But we're gonna dive into that as well
Yes.
in time. Okay, so wow, let's go and let's continue with the marathon. I'm enjoying this very, very much.
Me too.
Thank you, Rob. And let's go with the
Okay.
Fountain of
Salmacis.
Salmacis. Here we go.
Let's see. Already
Genesis
epic
is
sounding.
And can they do anything wrong? Impossible.
winter caught sight of a dove in desire.
That bass line.
Conquest, he found himself within a glade he'd not beheld before. Where are you now? And as his strength began to fail, he saw a shimmering lake. The shadow and the dark green depths disturbed the strange tranquility. The waters are disturbed. Some creature has been stirred. As he rushed to quench his thirst, a fountain spring appeared before him, and as his heated breath brushed through the cool mist, a liquid voice called, "Son of gods, drink from my spring." The water tasted strangely sweet. Behind him the voice called again. He turned and saw her in a cloak of mist alone. And as he gazed, her eyes were filled with the darkness of the lake. We shall be one. We shall rejoin as one. Away from me, cold-blooded woman, your thirst is not mine. Nothing will cause us to part. Hear me, oh gods. Yes, they come descending from the sky. And then their flesh and bones were strangely merged, forever to be joined as
Okay, so I wanted to like find the
A good
pausing place. So this, I'm having a little bit trouble finding my footing
Yes.
with this one.
That's what I was gonna say. It's very,
it's very all over the
fusiony,
place.
Like, yeah.
It doesn't have like I think
rhythm.
what they're doing is they're changing the time signatures way too much for us to keep up.
Yes.
But
I could tell that right away as soon as like the
And-
drums started and everything. It
yeah.
started off like on the wrong foot.
yeah,
Just kind of
it's just very progressive, and I guess it's. I mean, we've heard progressive music for the last year, but this is just very. And also, do you? I
feel it's
the
low.
volume is very low.
Yes, me too.
To the other songs, I guess, that we did. And that was the thing that kind of like bothered me. And then I was like, I can't find the rhythm. I mean, yes, I can't find the rhythm, but it's very all over the place, but it's very Genesis.
Yes.
I mean, it's perfect.
And Peter Gabriel's voice is so good. And the drumming from Phil, amazing. The bass is out of this world. The guitar tone is really, really nice. Like very warm. Yeah, I love it.
I was just like, I can't believe how some 20-year-olds can come up with this stuff. That's still baffles me.
I can't believe that.
Just every time I hear Genesis, like I said, can they ever come up with something that's not good? It's like Steely Dan, you know, it's like impossible.
Yeah, and like you said, they were very, very young.
Yeah. Well,
Very
let's keep going. I just wanted to like get this out of myself, but it's like just very hard to kind of like go along.
Right.
You know,
like tap your foot along, or
it's very hard.
Move to the beat.
Yeah, it's just like wow, you're like in this twilight zone of sound,
which is probably the intention.
Yeah, of course.
All right,
so we get it, but it's tough.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2. This was intense. Very cool though. I can't like if somebody I guess doesn't understand anything about music, they would be like, what the hell? But I get it. You have to listen to the whole album to understand this last song, right? I mean, I get it, but it's kind of like very random. I couldn't really understand the lyrics either.
No, I couldn't focus on the lyrics.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much stuff happening.
I really liked it.
Too much goodness
that happening. The more you listen to it, probably the more sense it'll make. And like you said, it is the closer of the album, so it does make sense that we're listening to the end of something. Yeah.
Now fast forward
1997, did
Four.
it say? Oh, 1994. From
Jar
Jar of Flies. This is an album that I've never heard the whole way through, but I know the song Nutshell.
We used to play that every day almost.
Yes, Nick used to play it a lot with a neighbor and friend of ours that we had
In Florida.
Scott. So shout out to Scott
Yeah.
and Sam. But very excited to do the song I Stay Away from the album Nutshell. But just
Jar
going
of Flies.
Yes, and just from
Album. Jar
from
of
the
Flies.
album Jar of Flies. Duh. I just wanted to quickly just go back and say Genesis really delivered in that track. I think
Oh, yeah.
a side of them that we hadn't seen.
Yeah, just because I don't understand it doesn't make it not good. So there's a lot of people that don't understand music and they put it to the side and never listen to it again. I'm now more intrigued as ever to listen to more Genesis.
And we have a
Early
Genesis marathon incoming.
God, yes.
We don't want to
So-
reveal the songs quite yet,
Yeah.
but whoever
We have a Styx
requested that,
marathon incoming. I know I just did one by myself and I did an Alan Parsons marathon. I'm so lucky, man. I'm getting like the second schooling.
Yes,
like,
I
with
know.
music.
I know. It's amazing. Both of us, obviously
Mm-hmm.
Nick is doing more requests right now because he can do more and like picking up the slack basically of but we're actually going to go look at new chairs
Right now.
today for my back, and hopefully that'll help. I did realize this chair that I have is not as good as
It's designed to
wanted
like
it to
work in
for this purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like my Wirbelsäule. How do you call this in English?
Spine.
My spine. Yeah, my spine is made out of steel.
Yes, and mine is
No,
definitely
I'm just like
not.
I'm very fortunate. I've never had back pain whatsoever, and I had it once in my life, and I was like literally, I think, crying here a river. And she's like, "This is how I had spent my life." Like she's like, "Welcome to my life," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I would die." So she is a trooper, for doing this.
And
we have
it's-
over 800 videos on the channel with you,
Exactly.
sitting there in pain.
Exactly.
So you have to
Yeah.
give it up
Thank
to her.
you.
Um,
But we're trying to make it better. And I, without further ado, would like to proceed
Yes. Så vi då måste se till för några morgon.
to the song I Stay Away, I Can't Wait.
Let's go. What a band also.
I love them.
I
was great. That was so
Excellent
different.
bands.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's so cool. Like you just moved 22 years into the future, which is now 30 years in the past. That's insane how old this is already.
That's very
Alice in
scary.
Chains.
I know.
It's almost 30 years old, this music.
It's crazy.
30 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So this was amazing. I'm going to keep these on.
I'm just taking them off because they
Yeah.
do create like a little bit of pressure.
Right. Yeah, I just went because of the volume. But this was a great marathon. I can't believe we've been sitting here almost 40 minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy because with marathons,
And it's 20 minutes of music. Have we been
music.
talking for 20 minutes?
yes,
That's
we've
insane.
added 20 minutes of
But we always
additional.
do that. We always do that. I do it when I do my marathons. They always end up being like 50 minutes, 45 minutes. It's just I just like to talk about what I listen to. I see reaction videos and they're like, "Well,
They
this was
don't
amazing."
talk. Yeah.
Like they listen to the song, they're just like, "That was cool," and that's basically that. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that would be hard for us to do because we always like to put in our 2 cents, and if it reminds us of something, we'll share that with you. We know you guys like that, but I know sometimes
Some people hate it.
Some people are like, "Hey, that's too long of an intro, man," like or whatever, But we hope you guys enjoyed this. That last track was awesome. It was great to get some grunge on the channel.
Yeah, that voice. I mean,
The voice is so unique. The style. I used to have a phase where I would listen to a lot of Nirvana because of the my stepdad had the steel book collection of Nirvana, so it had like all of their cuts and stuff.
yeah, I used to be a huge Pearl Jam fan. Also, Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana. Not too much. Maybe the Nevermind. That's the only one I liked. Everything else was just too intense.
Yes.
Some
of it was very intense.
Yeah, I rather listen to like metal, and Nirvana was just more like screaming.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
I
But I
agree.
do like them.
But Alice in Chains, I think, is a happy medium, and
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know very much about them, but anytime I listen to them, I just get reminded how much I enjoy.
Yeah, and they have
listening to
really
them.
nice solos and just very influential. The grunge, they basically turned metal to grunge, and then nothing was ever the same in the
Yes.
90s, and then it came kind of back, but they took over, and it was a really interesting time. I mean, we're
Exactly.
still kids, I mean, even this music, we're still kids. That's ridiculous. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it really is.
So everything we listen to basically is out of our time. We don't.
Yeah.
We never listen to music that's our
No.
time because
No.
it just sucks.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That is
It's just so bad.
Very true.
Like, there's no good music nowadays. There's some. Jazz and some fusion that gets made today that's awesome, and some rock, but it's really like minimal, like commercial music doesn't exist.
No.
That's good for me.
No, I mean, there's some bands that here and there that are still creating good content, obviously, like Porcupine Tree and
that's an.
Steven Wilson and bands like that we don't know of.
But they're super underground and they don't get paid.
Yes,
And
they don't.
They don't get put on the radio or they're not making a good living like these like posers, pop posers and reggaeton and all this millionaires and for making one beat and singing like mumbling over it. It's just horrible.
Exactly.
But we're gonna make a live stream about that because we have to get going, guys. This was amazing, Rob. Thank you. And do you want to add anything else?
Thank you so much, Rob, for this awesome marathon. Thank you all for watching, for liking, commenting, subscribing. We hope that you enjoy everything that we put out there for you with a lot of love, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.